guys, and welcome to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about those essential things that you need before you start sewing. So first of all, let us address the elephant in the room, which is the sewing machine. So like the one I have here, or the one that's on the screen right now, is the one I've been using. Has been helping me for so long. It has lasted me for over 20 years. You can have any other type of machine that you need. You can have the industrial machine, you can have the modern machines, you can have any other type of machine that you prefer, but you need to have a sewing machine since you want to sew, except you want to be making use of your hands to sew, which is very stressful. The next I'm going to be talking about are needles. You need needles, both the hand sewing needles and also the needles for your own sewing machine. So with these needles, the hand sewing needles, there are different sizes, the bigger one and the smaller one. You can get any one of your choice, okay? But so mostly I have the smaller ones because I use that one anytime I'm trying to make a couture outfit that I need I need to use beads and things like that. That's when I make use of those smaller needles. So yeah, you can make use of any of them. They really help you because not everything that you sew with the sewing machine. So the next thing you're going to talk about are the needles. So after you must have gotten your sewing machine, you need to know the type of needles to use so that you'll not end up using a different type of needle that will end up giving you problems. Most people don't know this. You might place your needle the wrong way, and as you're sewing, your thread keeps, cutting off, and you're confused. You feel so frustrated. Most times it's how you place your needle that's giving you the problem. The next I'm going to be talking about are threads. So you have threads of different kinds. You have the tougher thread, those stronger ones that you can use to sew your bags. Then you have other threads. There are some that are very thin. That once you just drag it, they just cut, just snip off. And there are other ones that are the polyesters, like the ones I'm going to be showing you on the screen right now. These are the ones that I make use of. Okay, these are normal polyester threads. We have the bigger ones, we have the smaller ones that are of different colors. So since you're a beginner and since you're starting, I would advise that you make use of these smaller ones. Okay, just start with that first. I mean, except you have the money, it's not a crime to invest on the bigger ones. The bigger ones, if you are sewing for yourself, they're going to take you for almost 3 months, depending on how many outfits you are making. So those bigger ones are very important. It's also part of the ones I'm showing you, but that one is I'm almost running out of it. So the colors I would recommend for you to use as a beginner is blacks, brown, that's dark brown threads, then white, okay, or you can use dark blue, like that is navy blue color. But if you can have the rest of the colors, it's not a problem. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is the tape. Obviously, since you're trying to make an outfit, you need to have a tape for yourself, like the one I'm using or the one I'm going to be placing on the screen right now. It has to be calibrated front and back in cms and in inches. So the longest for me, the one I have here is 60. It stops at 60 inches. I've used this for the longest too, but you can have an extra one in case of any necessity. So for now, since you're starting out, you can buy this and then make use of it. It's really going to help. Another thing is you need to understand how to read those points. So I will make a video just to show you how to read those points. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, just do well to subscribe to this channel so you not miss out on any of the beautiful things I'm going to be putting out here. So another thing is you need book. You need stationary books. You need your book for designing and you need your book for measurements. So your measuring book and your designing book should be different. Excuse me. Don't add the two of them together. The two of them should be totally different, because if you add them together, the whole thing will just be so messed up. Now, one thing I need to tell you is that do not lose your measurement book. Don't just use a piece of paper to measure somebody or even for yourself. Use a measurement book. Measurement book is really going to help, especially if you want to venture into ready-to-wear business. I mean, after you must have mastered the art of sewing. All the measurement that you've collected from 20 to 30 different people, trust me, it's really going to come in handy when you're trying to go into that business. It's really going to help you, and you're going to compare the sizes. This person is fat, this person is slim, this person is more slimmer, this person is medium. Oh, this is what it looks like. Okay, you know how to place. The next thing that you need to have is your pattern paper. So you can have pattern paper or tracing paper of any kind that you need. So this pattern paper, that are really going to help you. If you're not someone that likes patterns, I will really advise you to start loving patterns, because my dear, pattern papers are going to be your friends. They're really going to help you. When you're sewing without a pattern paper, you can make mistakes. And when you imagine buying a beautiful fabric that you want to use for maybe an occasion, and then you end up cutting it wrongly. It go pain you die. So if you have a pattern paper, It's really going to help, because you just mark it out on a pattern paper, draw it, and then cut it out. If there are any mistakes, okay, you're going to see it there on the pattern paper. Then you can now amend it, adjust it, and then before then you can now transfer it to your pattern, to your fabric. So next I'm going to be talking about our pencils, eraser, and markers, rulers, chalk. Now you're going to have this when you're for your pattern making, but whatever it is that you're going to use, because you're going to be using this to mark out those points on your fabric. So whatever it is you're going to use, make sure that those things are erasable. Okay, don't go and use permanent marker to draw points on your fabric. You will end up destroying that fabric, because those things are not going to go away. So you need to have either a pencil or the tailor's chalk. Is washable, because once you wash it, it's going to go out. So you need things like that to help you. So another thing I'm going to be talking about is to help aid you, make it simpler for you as you're sewing. Is you need elastic bands, zippers, buttons. Those things are people don't really talk about that, but they are very essential also as you're starting, because you don't want, as you're trying to make your fabric, as you're trying to prepare a gown, you don't want to be running out of the door always to go and be getting all those things for yourself, when you're supposed to be having at least if not 2 or 3 of it by your side. Anytime you need to make something, you just put your hand, remove it, and make use of it. So another thing I'm going to be talking about are pins. Pins are going to be your best friend, especially when you're starting out. So pin your fabrics together, join them together before you put them on the machine, and then sew it, so you can follow a straight line. Okay, it's not be like once you get to the end, this one is out and this one is in. You just put them together, pin it, and then place it on your machine, and then sew. It's really going to help you. So if you're using a body front like this to draft out your style or whatever it is, you just place it. They use your pin. You pin it. Then you now mark it out and then remove it. If you don't have pins, all those things. Another one is also a safety pin. You need safety pin, especially when you're trying to pass elastics, most especially, through the elastic casing. And the next thing you're going to be having is a pin cushion. If you don't know what a pin cushion is, this is what it looks like. Okay, a pin cushion looks like this. I made a video about it. I think I'm going to be linking it here, or I'm going to be leaving it in my description box so that you can go and check it out. But it's very essential that you have a pin cushion. It looks like this. This is what it looks like. So you place your pins here. It's really helpful. If you are someone who ties gele, if you're in Nigeria, you know what I'm talking about. You tie gele, you need something like this. It's really going to help you. And sometimes if you have children in your workshop, your kids probably they're there with you, and before you know, they like touching things. So once if they come in contact with this, their little play can even make this thing to fall down. And once this thing falls down, your pins are all, it's just scattered everywhere. Even personally, you may be sewing and mistakenly your hand just push it up. But if you have this, you can place those pins here. Another thing is when you're trying to place you're trying to sew your fabrics together, you use your pin to attach it, especially your sleeves. You're trying to attach sleeves to the main clothes, or anything at all. Pins are going to be your friend. So imagine you trying to make a fabric, trying to make an outfit, and then your concentration is not here. Okay, your concentration on what you're doing, and then you're like, oh, I need to get a needle to just pin this thing. You put your hand, the next time you put your hand, just imagine that kind of thing happening to you. It's very painful. It has happened to me before. That's why I said I must put this thing in this video, so at least someone will learn from it. So try and get pins and a pin cushion. You will need scissors and seam rippers, and then razors. That's if you don't have razor, you can use a seam ripper. Okay, sorry, that came out wrong. If you don't have a seam ripper, you can use razor. But if you're using a razor, you have to be very careful, because sometimes razors cut through into the fabric and you end up destroying that particular point. So it's much better you use a seam ripper, where you can use a razor. I'm not saying it's a crime. You can use a razor if you don't have a seam ripper. So scissors, you have different types of scissors. You have a scissors for your fabric, and you have a paper scissors. So in case you're making a pattern, you have to make it a paper scissors. In case you're cutting a fabric, you have to make it a fabric scissors. But seriously, you can use anyone for anyone. It depends, especially the ones that you use for papers. It depends on the one you use for the paper, like before you make use of it on your fabrics, because you can use your paper scissors on the fabric and you end up destroying that scissors. Like, it's not going to really be sharp anymore. Okay, but the one I use, the one on the screen right now, is the one I've been using for such a long time, and this scissor serves both purposes, both for the fabric and also for the paper. So I've been using this to cut my pattern, I'm using it to cut my fabrics. So all in all, it serves both. You will need an iron. I mean, there is no household that doesn't have an iron, be it box iron. Anyway, when I grew up, that's what I saw my mommy them use that time back then when they used to sew. They used to use box iron. They'll pour charcoal inside, they'll set fire, and then they'll blow it. All the strength inside of you will finish. That thing was very stressful because you're always blowing iron, or you be swinging it like this. Thank God for technology. Thank God for. So now almost every household, excuse me, almost every household now has an iron. Be it a steam iron, be it a normal dry flat iron. Irons are very essential when you are sewing. When you sew, even if it's one seam like this, and you go and iron it out, my dear, there's a very big difference between what the first one you had and the one that you ironed. There's a very big difference, and it makes your seam look very clean and neat. Even if it's just one that you have in your house, go and borrow that one from your mommy's room or your daddy's room, wherever it is. Go and borrow it from your sister's room. Come and use it when you're sewing, and make sure you have an iron. You need to have an extra ring for yourself. So those rings, those round stuffs that you see, I'm going to put it on the screen. Those round stuff, that's what you need to have. Those things are really going to help you, because you need to. There's one thing you should know. It's always very frustrating when you're sewing, and at the end, before you get to the end point, whether you're rushing, before you know it, the thread under the machine in the bobbin case is gone, like it's finished. So you have to. That means you have to remove this. Okay, you have to remove it all the way through to the needle, and then start loading the ring again. It's always if you have been in that position, if you have been sewing and you've been in that position, then you know what I'm talking about. It's always very, very stressful and annoying. So the essence of having much rings is so that you can be able to load them up, different colors, just load them up and then just keep them. So that once that happens, you just go through your stuff, say, okay, I have this and I don't have this extra one. You pick it and you put it inside. You need to have some books that can help you, especially when you are trying to sew. Those books that you read, okay, those books that you can see some visible things, okay. But if you don't have books like that, then watching a YouTube video like this is going to really help you. But you need to find a channel that will help you, that you will not be confused, a channel that can put you through like a beginner's level and a beginner's, everything under the beginning parts of sewing, so you can be able to follow constructively instead of just going here and going here and going here. You end up being confused. So you need to follow a channel that is going to really help you. I have a playlist on my channel. I'm going to do more of beginner sewing tutorials. If you enjoy my video and if that's what you need, please just let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to just do that one-on-one. And if you haven't followed me on my Instagram, please do also follow me on my Instagram, and also follow me on my Facebook as Ronnie Shirts, on Instagram at TheRealRonnie7. Then you can send me a message on Facebook Messenger. Okay, I will always answer you. Send me a message on Facebook Messenger and then tell me, okay, this is what I want, this is what I need to make. I'm confused, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do this, this is what I want to make. Then I will always respond. Okay, I'll always respond to you, then probably make a video like this for you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Which of the supplies are you going to be getting for yourself? Which of the supplies do you even have already? Alright, so let me know that in the comment section. So yeah, that is just it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do well to subscribe to this channel. Turn on your post notification bell so that anytime I upload a video, you will not be left out. You'll also be notified when others are being notified. And also, I have a lot of content coming up this season, so you don't want to miss out on those content. Please just subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you're a beginner, if you're also starting, let me know. Just comment I'm a beginner in the comment section. All right, and let's talk. I need to see your comments. Just comment and let's give me a thumbs up on this video. And yeah, that's it. Bye guys.